When we look at the nutrition box on the items that we buy at the supermarket, we see our usual suspects, calories and fat. But now, trans fats have entered the public's consciousness. Inside Lehman's Lou Gonzalez shows us what trans fats mean to you and your diet.
Do you really know what trans fats are?
I've been hearing about it lately, and I believe it has a lot to do with cholesterols and things like that.
Yeah, they're bad fats.
What is that?
It's a type of fat. It's a fat that's not good for you.
Oh, well, I got that too a little bit.
You will hear many different answers when you ask someone to explain his or her understanding of what trans fats are. We all know they're not good for you, but why? And what does it do to our bodies to cause New York City to declare a ban on restaurants cooking with trans fats in 2008? We spoke with Professor Andrea Boyer, chair of Lehman College's Department of Health Sciences, to get some insight on this health risk.
Trans fats are fatty ingredients that are found in foods, and they are created during the manufacturing process. Primarily, trans fats are found in foods that are spreadable, used for baking, like margarines, shortening, anything that has in the ingredient label partially hydrogenated fat.
Trans fats can be created when liquid vegetable oil is converted into a spreadable solution, but it's much more than that. Avoiding margarine and shortening will not keep you away from trans fats. Many desserts and some fried foods contain trans fats. Label watching is key, but even something that appears to be clear can be misleading.
If something says 0 grams of trans fat, you have to realize that in that portion size, in order to say 0, it has to be less than a half a gram. So anything less than a half a gram is labeled 0, but if you say something has 0.4 grams in a serving and you have 2 servings, you almost have a gram of trans fat in those 2 servings. So it can get a little tricky, particularly when a serving size is only 1 tablespoon and you're eating 4.
According to the Food and Drug Administration, it is scientifically proven that trans fats raise low-density lipoprotein, or bad cholesterols, which increases the risk of coronary heart disease. For this reason, the New York City Board of Health voted unanimously to ban trans fats from all restaurants. At Lucia's restaurant in Manhattan, they didn't wait for the ban to take effect. They decided to take some healthy steps.
We use a lot of olive oil. Some of them is imported from Portugal, and we do use the oils for fry that is contain trans fat, and was a process for us to get in time with the changes, just because I did not want to change the food flavor.
Lucia's made the transition to being trans fat free, but some changes had to be made when they started using non-trans fat oil.
We encountered that without using the trans fat, for example, our French fries were not coming up as crispy as people like. And so I did have to go through 3 different products till we find one. And I did change the, because we are in a Portuguese and Espanol cuisine, we didn't have a problem in going from the regular French fry to the round potato, which is very thin and keeps, it's crispy, gets crispy much better than the regular fries, the long fries.
While restaurants like Lucia's are becoming trans fat free, that does not eliminate trans fats from your diet. Some items in your local supermarket contain trans fats.
You can look at the ingredient list, and if there's a partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, that means that there's likely to be trans fat in that product. And that's coming again from the partially hydrogenated vegetable oil. Fully hydrogenated, or anything that says hydrogenated, will not have trans fats. That's not what is the source of trans fats.
New York City is not alone when it comes to dealing with trans fats. Westchester County and the city of Boston recently began to ban trans fats. Maryland state legislators are even exploring a possible statewide ban.
Public awareness is increasing because we are hearing about trans fats a lot these days. And I think that when you're talking about a public health measure that affects millions of people, that yes, we will see a potential improvement in people's health by avoiding trans fats.
I think this is to prevent from, people from having problems in the future for eating so much trans fat. I think is great.
Maintaining good health starts with making the right choices. So when you go to the supermarket, have a keen eye and be careful about what you're eating. You never know how it will affect you in the future. Lou Gonzalez, Inside Lehman.